You're a young man, probably 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 to maybe like 25 years old if you're watching this video, and you've suffered with loneliness, or you're suffering right now. You feel lonely, you feel like you don't belong anywhere, you feel like people don't understand you. And I'm not here to tell you that it's okay, that I'm not here to comfort you. But listen, I've had that too. I've suffered with loneliness myself, and with the place I am right now, I live alone. I spend a lot of time alone. I do a lot of things alone, but I don't think I am lonely. But often, yeah, I do have friends around. I see them every day and stuff. The point of this video is that you're a young man on self-improvement, if you're watching this, because you've been working on yourself, you've understood what patterns that you had to break, that those habits that you have to quit, the new habits that you have to form, all those things. Let's say you've been on it for 6 months, you've started reading, you've started watching movies, you don't eat junk food or anything. And now you're in a place where all the friends around you have different habits. They are where you were 6 months ago, but you feel that you're ahead, and they don't seem to understand why you do what you do. And you don't seem to understand why they wouldn't do what you are doing, because I'm improving myself. I'm on a journey of bettering myself. Why wouldn't they think of that, right? These are all the things, these are the phases of improving yourself. These are the phases of growth that you will go through. And at a certain point, you feel like no one's understanding you, even your parents, even your siblings. They just think that you're weird for doing the right thing. They think you're weird for thinking microplastics are bad for you. They think you're weird for, reading books instead of just scrolling on social media. They think you're weird for being conscious of eating healthy. They think you're weird for sleeping early and waking up early in the morning, going for a run. Bro, why do you go to the gym to lift weights up and down, to build muscle, so that people can see you? And these are the random things that they would tell you. There is a certain point that it feels offensive and that they do talk with ill intent, but most of the times people just having fun, and they're just the people you have around who've just joked around all this time. And they don't mean any harm. They just don't understand you, and it's okay. So you don't have to think about what they think. What you do have to think is, why do you feel lonely? I'm going to rephrase it. Why can't you just be okay with being yourself, being with yourself? Why can't you appreciate and enjoy your company? Why can't you sit by yourself with your thoughts? These are 5, 6 variations of the same question. Why are you lonely? The reason why this is important is because, let me explain. There is a quote: don't go grocery shopping when you're hungry. You might just pick up the wrong things. So when you're lonely, often what happens is that you attach yourself with people that are not worth being attached to. I'm not saying about leave all those friends that you used to have and all those things. What I'm trying to tell you is that when you are desperate, when you're lonely, you attract the wrong things. And also, the people who you're supposed to attract, the people who you're supposed to pull towards you, pushes away because they see you as desperate. You seem desperate. That means if there is one thing that is instantly a repulsive energy, that should be desperation. If you can see someone being desperate for you, you really don't want to feel that situation. You don't want to be there, because that is a really weird situation. I've felt that too. For when people are desperate for someone, and you see that, and it's just such an awkward situation, because there is a loss of self-respect happening. And I myself, I can't tolerate when people lose their self-respect and do things for others. I myself, it's difficult to tolerate that for me, because I'm big on self-respect, and I usually don't take disrespect when I feel like I'm disrespected, or like they don't appreciate my place. I'm vocal about it. I tell them that. But when you're lonely, there is a chance that you just become desperate over the time. And the problem with that is people see that you're desperate. People see that you want to spend time for yourself. You become the selfish guy who wants to have people around so that you won't feel lonely. Think about this. I go into a conversation, I go to someone because I'm desperate. Then what happens? What my intention is for me to not be lonely. So my priority is myself. You usually don't bring much value into the table and you're not much respected. The reason this video has a very low energy and down to earth is because I want this to feel like we're sitting in the same room and I'm talking to you. That's why I'm inside my room and I'm just talking straight to you. I understand this loneliness. There is this loneliness epidemic going around, but the way you perceive this, the way you go through the situation will determine how people act around you. What I found myself is that when I learned to cope with the loneliness, when I stopped being that lonely and I started appreciating my company, I started having fun doing things on my own, I started being fine with myself, people seem to be more fun around me. They seem to be chill more around me. Whereas when I was lonely, I was this weird guy. I don't know, this could have been, the opposite way, that I started having more social interactions, so I became less weird, or it could be the other way around. The point of this video, though, is that if you can't sit with yourself, if you can't be with yourself, if you can't tolerate boredom, loneliness, and all those things, look at this room. Okay, I live here alone. I go for eating and sometimes to spend time with my friends to the next building where my friends stay. But most of the time I'm by myself. I have some books here, I don't know if you can see. I read those books, I sit and journal, I sit and stare at the wall and think. I edit those videos alone. I spend a lot of time alone. And over time I've learned to be okay with it. Maybe my videos seem repetitive to you at this point if you watched a couple of videos. But the way that I teach on this channel is to give you the underlying philosophy. And once you understand that underlying philosophy, these videos become useless. It's kind of a bad sales tactic because I wouldn't be able to hold you on to you for so long, because eventually you'll understand the crux of what you actually need to understand to live a virtuous, happy life. And then you'll move on. Maybe that gives me this sense of purpose, this want that someone else has moved on from their problems because of something I did, and maybe that's what motivates me to keep going. I've had a lot of people in my real life that I helped out, and when they come back around and say, Shaz, thanks for doing that, I didn't appreciate it in the beginning, but now my life is completely different. I'm like, sure, man. And I'd still get this sense of, okay, maybe I did it for myself. Maybe I didn't do it so that their life would be better. Maybe I did it so that I can feel better about myself by helping people. But that would be a topic for a different video. But like I said, if you want any help involving me, mentoring you, making goals for you, help you being accountable and all those things, my Instagram will be in the description. You can DM me there, and I could find a program. I'll make a program for you that works for you. Yeah. Probably I'm thinking, spending 1 hour a day, 1 hour a week per person. So that's kind of how much I'm willing to allocate. I don't want this to take up a lot of my life, but then I think 1 hour a week or 1 or 2 hours a week for a person, if I could guide them the right way, if they can give me the right context and everything, I can help them out properly, as I've helped out a lot of people before. There's a lot more videos on the channel if you want to watch and understand a lot of these patterns of the mind, the way you can structure your life differently to achieve success and everything. And I kind of like talking in this like, you know, relaxed tone. Like I'm leaning back on my chair and just talking to the camera. I kinda like this. Not gonna lie. That's about it. This is, you're probably watching this on a Sunday. I mean, this video came out on a Sunday anyways. So that's episode 15 for you. Thanks for watching.